Today I am going to be uncoiling my Erin Condren LifePlanner, switching a few things around and recoiling it back. Okay, let's get to it. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. You will find all things planner related here. Flip-throughs, unboxings, plan with me's, and tips and tricks for you to use in your planner. If this is the first time you are stopping in, welcome, I'm Tina. And if you're returning, welcome back. Okay, I am really excited to go ahead and do this today. I'm going to be switching some things around in my Erin Condren LifePlanner. I want to change where my notes pages are. So the notes pages currently are all the way at the back of the planner after the whole year. And I don't like that placement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to uncoil the planner, move the pages to where I want them. And I'm also going to be adding in some existing pages that I took out of my 2023 planner. So first things first, I am going to first take the cover off of the planner, the front and the back cover, which is really nice and easy. If you're unfamiliar with Erin Condren, they do have removable covers, and I love that about them. All right, so here we are. Now the coil that I have chosen for this planner is a rose gold coil, and this is the first time I'm doing this in a colored coil, and I'm hoping that it turns out okay. What I have done before has been like the silver or gunmetal coil that comes with the planners, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out. I think it will be fine. I just uncoiled and grabbed some of my pages out of my 2023 planner and recoiled that, and honestly that went pretty well. I only did it the one time last year, so I wanted to grab those pages, so I thought I would do that off camera, and then that way I could show you how to go ahead and uncoil and coil it. You're going to need a couple of things if you decide to do this. First of all, a little bit of courage, because I don't know if you have ever done this before, or if you've thought about it, heard about it, and you might be like, ooh, I don't know, that sounds kind of scary. Yes, I felt the same exact way, but after doing it, it's really, honestly, it's so nice to be able to do, and it didn't take me as long as I thought that it would, which was another thing that I was a little worried about. I'm going to show you what you need, and I'm going to walk you through it, and that way you could see exactly how this works out. And hopefully, if this is something that you've been thinking about doing, you won't feel like really scared about it. All right, so you're going to want to get some pliers. The ones that I have here are probably, let's see, they're not really wide. So if you're wondering about how wide they're probably about maybe 8 millimeters wide this way. I had different pliers around. I wasn't quite sure which ones I wanted to use, and these seem to work really well for me. They are on the smaller side. They do have like a nice little rubber handle. I think any pliers will work really nice. Now, the one thing about pliers, and I'm going to grab another pair, and these are much bigger and clunkier, but I want to show you. Inside the pliers, they're going to be like these metal teeth. So that's the one thing that you want to be cautious of, and you want to kind of add a protective layer over the pliers, because you don't want those teeth to dig into the metal coil. So what I have done here is I have wrapped this. So I used electrical tape. I had electrical tape around the house. All right, so I tore a piece off pretty long. I happened to cut it down the center because I didn't need it to be so big. I wanted it to be kind of narrow and fit around the pliers this way. So we've talked about the size of the pliers this way, and then you really don't need that much to wrap around. You just want to cover up the teeth of the pliers. Now I did add one layer and I used them to uncoil and recoil my planner for 2023, but I added another layer on there because I really don't want those teeth like coming through and damaging the coil. And honestly, that's all I need. I'm not going to like clip the pages together. I know that there's videos out there, and actually the one that I did from last year, I clipped everything together with like big claw clips, and I found that I don't need to do that. It's really just a matter of lining things up and feeding it through. All right, so I've got my tool and it's ready to go. I already prepared that, and I want to look at the planner. I want to see where the coil lies, so that way I can remember. So it's like bent in here at the top, which I'm actually not going to take the bend out of this top portion. I'm only going to take the bend out of the bottom, and I am going to take a look and see exactly how that feeds in and exactly how it's bent to give myself a little bit of an idea. So I'm going to take a look there. I'm going to grab these, and what I want to do is I want to straighten out this bend, okay, because I want it to create like a coil continuing like that, so it doesn't have that fold. And I'm gonna grab my pliers in here, and let's see. Now, depending on how this is like bent, it might be a little tricky to get in here. So I got it here, and you don't really need a whole lot of muscle. The thing is that of course, like it starts to bend a little bit this way, but you can see how I'm unbending it. And the tape is holding up, so I'm not marring the coil, so that's good. So let's see. I'm just kind of holding it and bending it, and you kind of have to just kind of work with it a little bit. All right, so that looks pretty good. However, it's kind of like winging out, which might create a little bit of a problem when you're uncoiling it. So trying to bring it back and making it like be a continuous coil this way. So that way when you uncoil it, the coil uncoils a little bit easier. So here's a little bit different angle for you. Now I am looking more closely. I did mar it here just a little bit. So I don't know if I got too close to the coil like with the pliers, and maybe that's when I did it, or if it's just did that because of the bend itself. So that's another reason why I'm only uncoiling the bottom, because hopefully when I tuck that back in, if it does get a little bit more marred, then it'll just be at the bottom and won't be as noticeable at the top. So that is definitely one of the things that you sort of have to come to grips, I guess, with if you want to uncoil and recoil your planner. You can mar it up, and if that's going to really bother you a lot, then I would not attempt this, but I was okay with it being just a tiny bit marred. So now I'm going to start to uncoil this. Now you're going to notice there's going to be a little bit of a hiccup over here because this one is bent down. So you want to kind of gingerly start it this way, because what's going to happen is it's got to kind of work its way around here. So I'm going to grab this and kind of stretch it out a little bit and bring it out. There we go. Okay. Now, as I'm looking at this, I noticed that there's a tiny little bit of marring on this, and I didn't do anything with this. So that must just be the way that it is. So honestly, I don't think that mark that I showed you on this side was my doing at all. I think it was probably already there. Okay, so I cleared that one, and I'm gonna go again here, and I'm going to, again, just pull it away ever so slightly. You don't really have to stretch it that much. You just kind of want to take it easy, so that way you can kind of clear this. It takes a couple of turns. I think it was about 3 turns, and then I was clear from that fold over there. So now I can turn it this way, and I can just uncoil it. So it's moving along nicely. You can look at the back here, and that's moving along really nicely. Not too bad at all. It does take obviously a little bit for you to like just uncoil it, but it's not bad. It's really not bad at all. All right, so while I am uncoiling this, I wanna tell you what I'm gonna be doing here. I'm going to be moving the notes to the front. I'm gonna add some pages that I took out of my 2023 planner because I already had them set up and I really like them. So I'm gonna go ahead and show those to you along with moving everything. And then we're going to recoil this. And we'll have to add the bend back in. But you can see it's really not too bad. I'm right at the end, and there it is. Okay, so now you're probably like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Yes, it can be scary, but you know what? This is how they put them together, and it's fine. It's totally fine. Let's talk about what is staying and what is going to move. I'm leaving everything at the front set up. So I've got my name page, I've got my 2023/2024 calendar, I've got my goals pages, and now it goes into January. So this is where things are going to change. These first pages are going to stay exactly the way that they are. I'm gonna come all the way to the back here because I wanna come to my notes section. So here's the actual full 12-month planner. I'm gonna take that. I'm actually just gonna move it to the side for just a moment. That way I can kind of get myself organized here. Now here are the notes pages. I'm going to be taking all of these, and there's also, let's see here. Okay, so these are all the notes pages. So these are definitely coming to the front. And then there's one notes page on this side, and then there's the Heritage and Awareness Observances page. So that is coming to the front. Let's keep in touch. I'm going to move that to the front along with the 2025 yearly overview. So I can go ahead and move that to the front as well. All right, now there are some stickers in the planner. You get 4 pages of stickers. And I'm going to take these out. And the reason I'm taking them out is because it's going to lessen the bulk of the planner. All right, so that leaves me with the folder that they have in the back. And I previously moved this folder to the front of my planner. I never used it. Like, I never ever used the folder at all. I moved it to the front thinking that I would be using it, and I didn't. So I'm going to keep it in the back. And the reason I'm going to keep it in the back is because it is a little bit more of a durable type of material. So that'll be really good to keep at the back of my planner for better support. All right, so now here are my calendar pages. And these, see right here, ends with December. I'm going to just stack that up here. Now I'm going to move this to the side one more time here because now I need to get things situated for the front of the planner. So this is staying the way that it is. And let me open up to where things kind of start as far as like with the notes here. Okay, so let me grab these pages right here. Okay, so that's another notes page. Okay, so those are all the notes. So now I need to fill in everything in here. So that is where the pages that I've already created for my 2023 planner, that's where these are going to come in. So I actually have 3 categories in here. I've got my routines and schedules. I've got my list page, which I'm going to keep this last time and then I'm going to be adding to that. And then I have my just for fun pages, and these include TV shows, books, favorite shops that I have not filled out, but I want to. Favorite places to eat. Again, I have not filled out, but I want to, and it's already set up. So I figure why I'm going to reset it up. And then my favorite makeup, which I did go ahead and create the page, but I didn't actually fill it out. So I need to do all of that. And then these are some of my little swatches that I have from washi tape and some markers that I have. So I'm going to keep all of these in here, the just for fun section. This is going to come right before the heritage and awareness and these pages. So I am all set for this. I don't need to create any more pages in this section. I think that I'm good. All right, so the first thing that I want to do is routines and schedules. I want to create a morning and evening routine page, and I want to create a scheduling for myself. I'm not quite sure how it's going to like come together. I'm thinking I'm going to add 3 notes pages in here because I think that that will be sufficient for the way that I want to set that section up. And then that leaves me here with 3 pages. Yes, to put into my list section. And I think that that will work. I don't think I really need 3 pages in here for either of these sections, but that's the thing about the coil planners. If you can't like take the pages out and switch them around whenever you want to without uncoiling the whole thing. So I'd rather have a few extra ones in here, and I think that this will work out really well for me. So I'm going to do that. And then I have this tabs page for my another notes. Now I could turn this up. No, I can't really turn it upside down because this has got a heading up here. So I maybe want to put it between here and these pages. Yes, I think that that will work for me. Yes, I like it. Okay, so let's go ahead and gather everything here. And let me flip through this one last time because I want to make sure this is right, because obviously once I recoil it, I'm going to be not stuck, but I would have to uncoil and recoil it again, and I definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so these pages are staying the way that they are in here. And then this one will be in here. And I should have 3 notes pages to work with. Then I have my lists. And then I have 3 pages to work with there. And then I have this page under here. And just for fun, should have all of my pages in here. And I don't need to put anything else in here. I'm perfectly happy with the way that these are set up. And my notes little tab, another notes tab I should say, and then these other pages. Okay, I am happy. All right, so now this is kind of weird because it like overlaps, but I'm okay with that. It's really not that big of a deal. And then this notes tab is a different color than all of the tabs that are in here because I have the canvas layout and everything in here is gray, but I'm okay with that. I like this color and it kind of stands out a little bit, and I'm totally fine with that. All right. Let's go ahead and put this back together. Now, the key to doing this is going to be just lining everything up because I have to feed the coil back through here. You want to definitely use the straight edge of the planner, so this side here, and you want to get it nicely lined up. And I'm going to turn it this way because I have this open here at the bottom. Now this is going to feed in going upward to grab all of the pages. Once everything is lined up, it's going to all come together, okay? So I'm going to hold it like this. I'm going to feed it through the back first one here. This is kind of tricky for me to show you. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'll show it this way. Okay, we're going to feed it through, and it's coming all the way through, okay? So it's there, it's all together, and you're probably thinking, oh, it's gonna move around a lot, it's gonna be all willy wonky, and actually, I like that it has that flexibility because it tends to feed through a little bit easier. Okay, so now you just gotta find the other side, and okay, all right, there we go. I sort of had to work it a little bit, but it might take you a little bit to kind of get it lined up, but once you get it lined up, it should start to feed through a little bit more easily. It does take a little finessing at the very beginning. Don't be afraid of it. And if you line it up, you can see like how it's lined up, like just looking down onto the and through the holes. It's a little tricky for me at this angle because of course I'm filming it and I'm trying to show you at the same time. All right, I did go ahead and speed things up a little bit. Those first ones were really tricky. It took me a little bit, but now that I have like a few of them in here, it's definitely like coming together a little bit more easily. So I'm gonna see if I can just continue to film here without having to speed it up at all and see how this goes. So you could kind of see how it's really not that hard. It is just a little tricky. And don't forget, I'm filming, so I am trying to show you the best angle that I can, but at the same time, it's not really giving me the best angle for this, but it's definitely like coming together. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alrighty, let's see here. Now it's definitely moving along. It was just getting it started and getting things lined up, but now that I have like almost half of it done, it's really like well anchored. It's not like moving around so much. And you could definitely clip these together if you wanted to do that. I did do that like last year. I just found it a little bit easier to have them unclipped, because then that way you can kind of move the pages around. But to start off, you might want to clip it because it might make it just a little bit easier. But again, I struggled a little bit at the beginning, but I'm filming this. So, you know, it's the angle. It's all about the angle and having everything lined up and being able to see it. Because quite honestly, when I did do this off camera with my planner for 2023 to pull out those pages, I did it pretty quickly. I was actually very surprised at how quickly I did it. So I felt confident enough to go ahead and film this for you guys. So here we go. Now it's moving along. And I definitely say to bring this edge that's not coiled yet to the edge of like whatever table you're working on and kind of like tap it down. Tap it down so that way you can get things like realigned. Yeah, once I did that, now it's feeding through much better here. And here's the back end. And you could kind of see, now I twist it around to kind of show you different angles, then it gets misaligned for me. But if you're doing this, you're not going to be filming it, so it'll be so much easier for you, quite honestly. Okay, I'm back with it being lined up, I think. Here we go. All right, now I'm at the very end. I only have 2 more to go. All right, now I want to slow down a little bit because at the top, you're going to see that this bent section, it sort of needs to start being finessed because this is going to start getting caught on the top pages. So this is like when we took the coil off, now we need to like very like gingerly bring this through. So this could get a little bit goofy here. We want to feed it through here, and we want to clear this, and let's see, because we need to bring it one more loop here. All right, so we did that carefully, and I think we're good. All right. Okay, so it is back. It's together. Oh my gosh. Okay, now comes the other fun part, which is going to be bending this back. All right, so just to look and see how this end is bent, I need to bring it down and in here. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my pliers that are already ready to go and try to find where it was bent before. Looks like right here. I want to bring it up because I want it to clear when I'm bending it. I want to try to angle it in. You do have to use a little bit of muscle, and then I want to bring it up just a little bit. Okay. All right, it seems like it's good. It's obviously not exactly the way it came, but I think it's going to be very functional. Let me kind of finesse it a little bit more, so it doesn't look like so hooked. And honestly, you don't have to have a lot of strength to do this. Seriously, like it will bend for you, okay? Okay, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and open it up anywhere, flip it around. I think we're good. All right. Looking good. I'm so happy. Okay, let's go ahead and put the covers back on. All right, so there's the front cover. Let's flip it over here and let's get the back cover on. All right, back cover is on. Okay, let's see how everything came together here. So we should be good. We've got the vellum, the name page, and these are all videos that I have out, putting my name on here, how I did that. And then this right here, which is the yearly calendar pages. These are the goal setting pages and how I use them. And then we're gonna jump right in here to the routines and schedules that I just put in there. I've got those pages, and then I go into my list section, which I will be setting those up. And my page that I transferred in here, my just for fun pages that I put in here. Love that. And then my notes section that I went ahead and, or my notes tab, I should say, that I put here. And that has the Heritage and Awareness, the Let's Keep in Touch, and then the 2025 overview pages here. And then this page is like the notes page jumping into January. And I know that this is really like the end of the planner, but I'm fine with that page being there. I could have put a notes page in between, but I don't really find it necessary because I don't really plan on using this for anything. At least not for January. All right. Now, if you have uncoiled and recoiled your planner before, or if you're thinking about doing it, I need to know. So make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know if you've done this before, how confident you feel about doing it, or if you've never done it and you're feeling a little bit nervous. Please feel free to reach out to me, ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and answer anything that I can for you. It worked out great. I feel good about it. I don't feel scared about uncoiling and coiling my planners, and I could definitely see myself doing this for future. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like on this video. That really does help me out a lot. And please, if you have not already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you'll be notified when my videos come out. And I am excited. I am almost done getting this planner set up for 2024. I obviously have to create some pages in here, so I will definitely be filming that and sharing that with you next. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. And if you watched this all the way through to the end, make sure that you drop me a tool emoji, some kind of tool. I know that there's no like pliers emoji, but there might be like a hammer or a wrench or a screwdriver. So drop me one of those emojis if you watched this all the way through. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.